As a part of this activity, I was asked to read some articles and do some research, and then create a video discussing in brief what I've learned about accessibility when it comes to educating students in the internet era. One new concept that came to mind was using color in presentations. I've always noticed personally that some colors work better than others, and so I try personally to use them in a wise way, but I never really thought about them from an accessibility standpoint. So that was some good new information for me. Another thing I learned was there's a difference between transcripts and closed captioning. I use transcripts personally. I like them when I see videos of news. I would rather read it than listen to the video. And we do use closed captioning sometimes when we're wanting our kids to watch Spanish TV shows, and they can learn Spanish that way. But they are two very different things I learned or thought about, but they serve similar groups. One thing I found very important was having accessible and appropriate online content, especially in the situation if we're doing blended learning and virtual learning with different students. Some students, learn better with physical content, some better online, but it needs to be appropriate for each student where they are, and it needs to be accessible for their needs. Another tool I saw that I thought was really important that I liked was the UDL, or Universal Design for Learning scan tool, that people can use to critically review online content systems for their learners. One thing I definitely like to use are links that can be taken out of context and still make sense. I don't like to use links that say click here. I would prefer the link that says something similar to this is your calendar, or this is a survey, something to that effect. Finally, one other thing that I like to be sure that I personally use is apps such as BrainPop and other things that are already set up to meet the UDL guidelines. It gives my students the opportunity to do some learning in a fun way and still be meeting accessibility requirements and needs.